Okay, now we're going to talk about sentence structure, dangling modifiers, conjunctions, subject-verb agreement, awkward phrasing, run-ons, and fragments. Sentence fragments. A sentence must have a subject and a verb. If you don't have that, you have one or the other, you have a sentence fragment. So if it's missing the subject, or if it's missing the verb, you have a fragment. Goes to the store. That's a fragment. Jake goes to the store. That's a sentence again. There's always an action and a doer of the action. This excludes linking verbs like is, are, etc. But for the most part, that's what you're going to have. The subject and the verb. The verb is an action, and the subject is the doer of the action. Okay? The object or subjective complement is the recipient of the action. Conjunction. And, but, or, nor are the most popular conjunctions. To join two complete sentences with a conjunction, you remove the period, insert a comma, and make the second sentence first word lowercase, unless it's I. He didn't know which game he wanted. He couldn't decide between the two of them. Okay? He didn't know which game he wanted, and he couldn't decide between the two of them. See how I put in that comma, and there we go. If the sentences have an overlapping subject, you may remove it and include it as a dependent clause. A dependent clause depends on the other one to make sense. Only independent clauses require the comma. John walked the dog. John bought malt liquor. John walked the dog and bought malt liquor. Okay, see how it's conjoined, and now there's no need for a comma. Don't mix or split infinitives. Waylon liked fighting, drinking, and to play guitar. That's wrong. Waylon liked fighting, drinking, and playing guitar. See how they're all ing and there's no to in front of the third one? Okay. If one word in a list has to in front of it, they probably all do or none of them do. Don't insert things in between to and a verb if it's an infinitive. So like on Star Trek, they say to boldly go. That's wrong. Don't do that. Okay? A run-on sentence. A run-on sentence requires a conjunction if it doesn't already have one. John goes hiking. John goes fishing. John goes hiking and fishing. See, we tossed and in there. If the two actions share the same subject, doer of the action, you only need to mention the subject once. John goes hiking. Marisol goes fishing. John goes hiking, but Marisol goes fishing. Usually with two different subjects, you use a comma before the conjunction. Okay. Many in our local bird population are already struggling to survive. This law may very well make them all extinct. I'll give you a moment to correct that yourself. Think about it. Okay, you can pause the video by tapping your phone or mobile device, or press the space bar on your keyboard. Okay, we're back. So, we said many in our local bird population are already struggling to survive. This law may very well make all of them extinct. Corrected. Many in our local bird population are already struggling to survive, and this law may very well make them all extinct. See, we put the end in there. Okay? It sounded kind of all right before, but you got to think, well, is this a run-on? Do we need a conjunction? Okay? Dangling or misplaced modifiers. A dangling modifier is a word or phrase that introduces ambiguity by making it unclear what that word or phrase modifies. You think, whoa, this is confusing. Give it a second, it'll make sense. Having finished the assignment, the PS4 was turned on. See right there, it's unclear who or what the doer of the action is. Who did this? Who turned the PS4 on? It's not really clear, you see? It sounds like a real sentence, but it's kind of messed up. Okay, so let's correct it. Having finished the assignment, Rodney turned the PS4 on. Okay, now we have a doer of the action. Rodney. Here's another one. Having arrived late for cheerleading practice, a written excuse was needed. Who arrived late? Who's the doer of the action? Let's correct it. Having arrived late for cheerleading practice, the cheerleading squad captain needed a written excuse. Awkward phrasing. Shorter is better. I am the best candidate for this job would be better than the reason is that I am the best candidate for the job. GED doesn't like a lot of BS. Okay, so if you can write it in 5 words instead of 10, write it in 5. Okay, so if you can write a grammatically correct sentence that's shorter, that's usually better. This isn't your resume or something that you pad and put all sorts of, extraneous words to try and make yourself seem better. That's fine when you have to do that, but this isn't one of those situations. Okay, and that's it for this lesson. I'll see you next time.